Good morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, Pearson at Excel International Maths by Mr. Kamotho, and today we continue to explain IGCSE International 9 to 1 Mathematics A and Book 2, and we'll be looking at Algebra 7, and we are on page 115, and this is something that we began sometime, so does not require any introduction, and we are doing completing the square, or rather solving quadratic equation by completing the square method. And in this example, we should be able to write x squared plus 5x minus 1 in the form of x plus p, which is now this is a perfect square, plus q. And we say that we know in x squared plus 5x minus 1. In this case, again, if you compare this with ax squared plus bx plus c, the general quadratic equation format, this one we say a is equals to 1, you can see a is equals to 1, b is equals to 5, you can see our b is 5, and c is negative 1. We have had from completing the square, we know that p is always equals to b over 2, and q is always equals to minus p squared, which is minus b over 2 squared, plus what was originally our c, or our constant. So at that point, we need to now expand this and have x squared plus 5x minus 1 is equals to x plus p. And what is our p? Plus b over 2. And what is our b? 5 over 2. So 5 over 2 squared. Plus q. And our q is minus b over 2, which is 5 over 2 squared, minus 1. Because our c again is a negative 1. So at the end of the day, this is going to be x plus 5 over 2 squared minus 25 over 4 because of the square, minus 1. So if we combine these two negatives, we're going to have minus 25 over 4 minus 1 over 1. The LCM, of course, becomes 4. LCM becomes 4, and we're going to have minus 25 there and minus 4 there. So eventually, you're going to have a minus 29 over 4. So x squared plus 5x minus 1 is exactly going to be equals to x plus 5 over 2 squared minus 29 over 4. And that is it. So from this, you can already see that our p is 5 over 2 and our q is minus 29 over 4. If we have to write it in this format, which we have managed to do. That is just part B of example 5. And in the same video, I would wish to explain example 6. Example 6, so that we can understand what happens if b is a negative number. Then if b is a negative number, then a lot of care should be taken, because we are told that write x squared minus 8x plus 7 in the form x plus p squared plus q. And we do the same thing. When we line up x squared minus 8x plus 7, and you compare it with the general quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c. Of course, you can say our a is 1 because this is just 1, but our b in this case is negative 8. Care should be taken there. And our c is simply a 7. Yet we know again that when we put it in a perfect square, P is always B equals to B over 2. And Q is always equals to minus B over 2 squared plus C. So that way, we should be able now to highlight and indicate what we need. Therefore, x squared minus 8x plus 7 is exactly equals to x plus p. And what is our p? Our p is b over 2. And what is our b? Our b is plus, is negative, is of course negative. Is of course negative 8. So plus minus 8 over 2 squared. This is what we have had. Then plus q, which is minus b over 2 minus 8 over 2 squared plus c plus 7. That is our c. So at that point, we can already see that this is going to be x plus minus, maintains minus, so minus 4 squared minus, this is minus 4 minus 8 over 2, which is minus 4. Minus 4 squared is a minus 16. But we can just talk about minus 4 squared plus 7. Fine. What is this? What are we getting? What we are getting here is we need now to collect the like terms and of course the constant, the whole numbers together. And at that point, we can already see that you're going to have x minus 4 squared minus, what we have here is positive 16, because minus 4 squared is 16, but this negative stays put, plus 7. So again, when we clean up a little bit, the whole thing becomes x minus 4 squared minus 16 plus 7, which is a minus 9. And that is what we expected to write. So if we write it properly, we're going to have x minus 4 squared minus 9. If you compare this with x plus p squared plus q, then we can easily say that our p here is a negative 4 and our q is a negative 9. And that is just what we need to say. So that is the end of example 6. So please be on the lookout for example 7, because from there we now start solving the quadratic equation by the use of completing the square when a is not equals to 1. So once again, visit my YouTube channel and subscribe and share widely so that we can work together. All right.